Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. We are continuing our topic, that is the application of the Fourier transform to the differential equation. In the previous class we have discussed about the one-dimensional wave equation and its Fourier transform. Today we will see the diffusion or the heat flow equation. So we will calculate the Fourier transform to this differential equation. So let us start with our topic, that is application of the Fourier transform to the differential equation. The question might be asked in this manner, that is, suppose it has been given that obtain the concentration of the salt at a later time t considering the diffusion of a certain quantity of salt in water. So some quantity of salt is diffused inside the water, into the water. Suppose at time t equal to 0, m gram of salt is introduced at a point at x0 in water flowing in a long narrow pipe. So this is suppose some long narrow pipe. Inside this water is flowing through it. We have to diffuse some salt into the water. Suppose at time t equal to 0, some m gram of salt is introduced at point suppose x0. Okay. After some interval of time t, that is here suppose time interval t, in this condition we want to calculate the concentration of the salt at some time t. Okay. That means we want to calculate at this time t how much salt is get diffused in the water. Or the same, it can be treated like the diffusion of the heat in an insulated rod. Suppose a rod is given, this is suppose any rod, we will consider that the heat is flowing through this rod. Now we want to calculate the temperature at some distance x from the origin. From the origin we want to calculate the temperature at some distance suppose x. So this is our basic approach. Okay. Suppose the one-dimensional heat flow equation is dou u by dou t equal to d square dou square u by del x square. Okay, this u of xt, this u here is the u of xt. It is the temperature at a distance x from the origin. Okay, let me write this equation here. Dou u by dou t, this is equal to d square into dou square u divided by dou x square. Here this capital D square, this term, this is equal to some k by this d square. Here I am representing this as, this is suppose k divided by s into rho. You may denote it as d square or d, whatever you want to write. Okay, this is suppose k divided by s square. Here this k by s rho or this d square, it is the d, that is the diffusivity of the substance. This is the diffusivity of the substance. And k represents the thermal conductivity of the substance. This is capital K, here I am writing. This is the thermal conductivity of the substance. Rho here is the density of the rod, or that bar we have considered. The density of the rod is rho, and S here represents the specific heat of the rod. Now we know, to solve a differential equation like this, to solve any differential equation, we need some boundary condition so that we can calculate the value of u. For this particular question, here I am considering that our boundary condition is, suppose at time t equal to 0, u of x comma 0, that is equal to f of x. That is at t equal to 0, this u of xt becomes u of x comma 0, and its value is suppose f of x. Okay. Now we want to calculate the Fourier transform of this equation. We will calculate the Fourier transform of this equation. So the Fourier transform of dou u by dou t, here I can show you. This is your dou u by dou t equal to d square dou square u by dou s square. So simply this is d square taking here. This will be the Fourier transform of dou square u by dou s square, and here this is the Fourier transform of dou u by dou t. Here you can see how we write the Fourier transform equation. Simply 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite dou u by dou t Here u is the function of xt. So dou by dou t of u of xt. Again you have to write exponential I omega x into dx. This is our Fourier representation for dou u by dou t. So this function is here. We have to multiply exponential I omega x. Since we have to integrate from minus infinite to infinite, here u is the function of x. That's why we have to write here dx. Now on the right hand side, this will be d square into, again the Fourier transform of this bracketed term. Simply 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite. This function dou square u by dou s square into exponential I omega x into dx. Simply we have to multiply exponential I omega x term for the Fourier transform. Now suppose we will consider that this total term, this term here, this term 1 by root over 2 pi minus infinite to plus infinite dou u by dou t into exponential I omega x ds. This term suppose g of omega t. This is nothing but the this small g, it is nothing but the Fourier transform. So that's why here I can write f of omega t. But simply since it is just a symbol, so I can write this as g of omega t. So we can write here, this is our g of omega t. Similarly, if I take the second order derivative, if for the second order derivative, that is dou square u by dou s square, this will be, you can see here 1 by root over 2 pi second derivative, that is dou square by dou s square u of xt exponential I omega x dx will be equal to, for this is the g of omega t. And when I will take the second order derivative, here I am writing g2 omega t. Clear? So this value will be equal to minus, this is the derivative, Fourier transform of derivative from there. This will be minus I omega whole square into this function, that is g of omega t. This is our original function, that is the Fourier transform of that equation. This is minus I omega whole square into g of omega t. Now here, if I put this equation 3 in this equation, this will be, here you can see this dou by dou t in the left hand side, this will be taken here, dou by dou t of 1 by root over 2 pi, this is bracket start 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite u, since dou by dou t is here, so I can write u exponential I omega x into ds. We are not writing always u of xt equal to, u of xt we will not always write, we will simply write this as u. Okay. Now this will be equal to d square into, for this total term, here I have to write this much, that is minus I omega whole square into g of omega t. Clear? Now you can see that here this will be dou by dou t of this term is here, this bracketed term, this dou by dou t of this much term, this is nothing but g of omega t. So here I am writing dou by dou t of g of omega t. Again this will be minus I square is minus 1 and the term minus square is plus 1. So this will be plus into minus, so this will be minus into d square into omega square into g of omega t. So for the right hand side term, I can write like this. Okay, I can write the g value directly, or I can solve this equation. That is, if I take this g term on the left hand side, this will be dg divided by g, that will be equal to minus d square omega square. This dt will come to the right hand side, so this will be dt. Now if I take the integration of the both side, this will be dg by g integration will be ln g, and that will be equal to minus d square omega square, the integration over dt is t, plus some integration constant. Suppose here I am writing ln n. Ln n is my integration constant, suppose. Now here you can see that if I take this ln n onto the left hand side, this will be ln g minus ln n, that is equal to minus d square omega square into t, or this can be written as ln of g divided by n, that is equal to minus d square omega square into t. This is our expression. Now if I will take the antilog of both side, or this will be g by n will be equal to exponential of minus d square omega square t. Okay, now this g will be equal to n exponential minus d square omega square into t. This g is simply the function of omega t, that is equal to n exponential minus d square omega square t. This is suppose equation 4. Now we have to calculate the integration constant n. So let me calculate this integration constant n. At time t equal to 0, here if I will put at time t equal to 0, this g of omega t, that is at time t equal to 0, if I will write t equal to 0, so this will be simply omega comma 0 I can write, or this is simply g of omega. This will be equal to this n into exponential something 0. So exponential something 0 is 1, that is equal to n. So here g of omega equal to n. Clear? But from equation 3 means here we have calculated g of omega t equal to, we have considered this g of omega t equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite u of xt into exponential I omega s dx. So if I will put this equation 3, so in this equation 3, if I will put t equal to 0, just try to write in your copy so that it will be clearly understood by you. At t equal to 0, if I will put g of omega, then this will be equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite u of x comma 0 exponential I omega x into dx. Okay, I can write like this. Now this g omega is nothing but n, so this g omega equal to n, and this is also equal to, in place of u of x naught, x comma 0, sorry, you can see here we have considered this u of x comma 0 equal to f of x in equation 2. This is our boundary condition. From the starting we have considered that this u of x comma 0 is f of x. So in this part, if I will put this u of x comma 0 as f of x, then the equation will be like this. Now this total term, if I write, this is the Fourier transform of the function f of x, this is the Fourier transform of f of x, and that is equal to f of omega. Then this g of omega equal to n, that is equal to f of omega, right? Now in this equation, that is g of omega t equal to, in equation 4, you can see this g of omega t equal to n exponential minus d square omega square t. So if I will put this here, so this will be g of omega t will be equal to, in place of n, here I am writing n as f of omega. Okay, here I can write in place of n, here this is the n, so in place of n we can write f of omega from this into exponential minus d square omega square t. So this will be minus d square omega square t. I think up to this much it is clear. Now you can see that if I will apply the inverse Fourier transform to this equation, that is equation number 5, we can write this will be on the left hand side, this is g of omega t, which we want to take the Fourier inverse. So this will be 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite g of omega t into exponential minus, for the Fourier transform we have considered exponential plus I omega x. So here exponential minus I omega x into d omega, this is d omega, that is equal to, for the right hand side, this will be 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite this f of omega into exponential minus d square omega square t into, this is the total function, okay, this is the total function, into exponential minus I omega x into d omega. Okay, simply we have to write the function and we have to multiply exponential minus I omega x into d omega. We know the inverse Fourier transform of the function is the function itself. If I will take the inverse Fourier transform of the function, then it will be the function itself. So this LHS, so this equation, this will be again u of xt, that is we have considered initially the function as u. So let me show you. Here you can see we have considered the function as u. So that here the left hand side term will be equal to u of xt, which will be equal to 1 by root over 2 pi times integration over minus infinite to plus infinite f of omega exponential minus d square omega square t into exponential minus I omega x into d omega. So let me write this equation on the next page, that is 1 by root over 2 pi integration minus infinite to plus infinite, and this much let me write on the next page, u of xt equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite f of omega into exponential minus d square omega square into t into exponential minus I omega x into dx into exponential minus iota omega x into d omega. So from the last page we have calculated up to this much. Now here you can see that here this exponential minus I omega x into d omega, this is the compulsory term which you can find, and this 1 by root over 2 pi into this minus infinite to plus infinite, you can always find this part in the Fourier transform. That is, if this is any function, then simply you have to multiply this total term, that is 1 by root over 2 pi, and integration over minus infinite to plus infinite, and this much term, that is exponential minus I omega x into d omega. But this term, that is f of omega into the second term, that is exponential minus d square omega square t, these are basically the two function. Basically the two function. So here if I write this function, if I denote it as g of omega, so that I can write it as 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite f of omega g of omega into exponential minus I omega x into d omega. So here you can see the expression, that is the u of xt will be equal to this much. Okay. Now if I use the convolution theorem here, you can see that this will be for this f of omega, when we apply the convolution theorem, this will be 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite, this will be f of u into g of x minus u into du. This g of x minus u, it is the Fourier inverse transform of this function g of omega, or that is e power minus d square omega square t. Okay, but the g of x, that its value is, so here we can write it as g of x equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration minus infinite to plus infinite. Here this is our function, that is exponential minus d square omega square t into, we have to multiply exponential minus I omega x into d omega. This is the inverse Fourier transform, that is equal to, here if I will consider that this 2d square omega square t equal to y square, let me solve this part here first. So 2y dy will be equal to, if I will consider the derivative of both sides, this will be y dy 2y dy equal to 2d square t will remain as it is. The derivative of omega square is 2 omega into d omega. This 2 to get cancelled. Now this d omega will be equal to y dy divided by 2d square t omega. So this is d omega equal to y dy divided by 2d square t omega. Now here in place of y, what can I write? This is the root over of this much. Y square is 2d square omega square t. So y will be equal to 2d square omega square t root over, that is equal to the root over of 2t, here root over of 2t into d omega, because d square omega square root over is d omega, this is d omega, into this dy divided by 2d square t omega. Okay. Now if I will cancel this omega with omega, and 1 d will get cancelled with this d, 1 root over t will get cancelled with this t, so here 1 root t will present, so this root over 2t will get cancelled, so here root over 2, and here also root over t, so this will be root over 2t, and again this d term into here d omega equal to dy divided by d into root over 2t. Okay, that implies if I will integrate both sides, this will be omega equal to y divided by d into root over 2. Okay, now what we will do, we'll just put all of this in this equation. That will be equal to, this is g of x, this is equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration over minus infinite to plus infinite exponential, in place of d square omega square d, here you can write y square by 2. So this will be y square by 2 exponential minus y square by 2 into exponential minus I omega x into d omega. Now in place of omega, here we have calculated omega equal to y divided by d root over 2t. So this omega value is y divided by d into root over 2t, and d omega is dy divided by d into root over 2t. So this is dy divided by d into root over 2t. Let us suppose consider this x divided by d root over 2t equal to small k. Okay, this is suppose small k. In this place, that is in this bracketed term, if I will put this any constant k or p, whatever you will take, this is suppose any constant k. So here this will be, this is x divided by d root over 2t into y. So that this x divided by d root over 2t will be here minus I k. Here in this place we are putting k into this y term. So this will be 1 by, here if I will take this 1 by d root over 2t term outside to the integration, this will be 1 by d root over 2t into this 1 by root over 2 pi term, here integration over minus infinite to plus infinite exponential minus y square by 2 into exponential minus I k y into dy. I think up to this much it is clear to you. Okay, this is the value of g of x. Now if you look at this expression clearly, you can see this is the square term present here, exponential minus some y square term is present. That's why we can call this as the Gaussian function. And also we know the Fourier transform of this Gaussian function, it is also a Gaussian function. That's why for this total term, here we can write this as exponential some minus k square by 2. For this total term, we can write this as the Gaussian transform of the Fourier transform is itself a Gaussian function. That's why we can write it as exponential minus k square by 2 because of this k. Okay. Now this g of x will be equal to this much, or we can write it as, in place of this k, if I will put x divided by d root over t, so this will be equal to x square divided by, this 2 will get multiplied with this root over, this will be k square equal to, here k square equal to x square divided by d square into 2t, because the root over of 2t is 2t. Now here k square by 2. So here if I will multiply again 2, so this will be 4d square t. So that will be exponential minus a square divided by 4d square t. Now if I will put this equation 7 in equation 6, that is in this part, that is u of xt equal to 1 by root over 2 pi integration minus infinite to infinite f of u g of x minus u du, then this equation will be here in this is our equation 6. This is our equation 6. Okay, if I put the value of g of x, then this will be equal to g of x minus u, then this will be equal to, here you can see this is our expression. In place of g of x, if I write in place of x, I'll just write x minus u. So this expression in this x square, this will be x minus u whole square. Okay, in place of x square, if I write in place of x, that is x minus u, so simply this x square becomes x minus u whole square. That's why this will be this 1 by root over 2 pi term here, minus infinite to plus infinite f of u. In place of g of x minus u, I have to write 1 by d root over 2t into exponential, in place of x I'll write minus sign. For this minus sign I will write the minus sign. So this will be, in place of x I have to write x minus u whole square divided by 4d square t and whole into, this will be du. Clear up to this much? Now what we will do, I'll take this constant outside to the integration. If I'll take this integration outside, this will be 1 by this root over 2 into root over 2. It becomes 2. This root over 2 into root over 2, if they will get multiplied, this will becomes 2. And again this d root over pi into root over t. So this will be 1 by 2d into pi t root over integration over minus infinite to plus infinite f of u exponential this term minus s minus u whole square divided by 4d square t into du. Okay, so this is basically the solution of a equation, but that is depending on the initial condition that we have given, that actually I have considered. For that condition, this is our final expression. But if the initial condition is given as the Dirac delta function, that is its center lies at the origin, then in that condition, that is if the f of x equal to delta of x, in that condition what will happen? So here let us see, this u of xt will be equal to 1 by 2d root over pi t integration over minus infinite to plus infinite. This exponential term first given, exponential minus x minus u whole square divided by 4d square t into, in place of f of u, suppose the function is delta of u. Okay, suppose the Dirac delta function is given in place of the function f of u. Again this du, and we know when x equal to u, in that condition when x will be equal to u, or sorry, when we say that u tends to 0, in that condition this delta u du integration over minus infinite to plus infinite, its value will be equal to 1. Okay, so for that condition, here you can write u of xt equal to 1 by this 2d into pi t root over this integration over the limit, this integration minus infinite to plus infinite delta of u into du. This value is equal to 1. This value is equal to 1. That's why this is equal to 1. So that only exponential minus x square divided by 4d square t will present, because here we have considered u tends to 0. When u equal to 0, then this will be our final expression. So this is what called the solution of the heat equation, or this is called the diffusion equation. That is, u of xt will be equal to 1 by 2d into the root over of pi into t exponential minus x square divided by 4d square into t. Okay, this is the solution of the heat equation or the diffusion equation. So this is all about the application of the Fourier transform to the heat equation. This is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. If you have missed any part of this Fourier transform, then you can check from the playlist. And also I have made the playlist of the complex number. That is basically the complex analysis part we have already discussed. You may check it from the playlist. Thank you all. Jai Jagannath.